guy that's considered by the Israel First crowd that you're the problem in the Defense Department. That's why you got perp walked out. You're now the problem with Taiwan, that you've written all these things about Taiwan. We had the ambassador on yesterday. The CCP is going to attack Taiwan because of Dan Caldwell. Are you a pacifist, or are you I thought you were a Marine, right? Aren't you a Marine?
I mean, if I was a pacifist, I was a bad one. I enlisted in the United States Marine Corps as an infantryman in the middle of the Iraq War, and I deployed to Iraq. So if I'm a pacifist, I'm a pretty lousy one. Look, let me just, I do have to say something, though, about what you just said about Taiwan. If the CCP ultimately moves on Taiwan, I think it's in large part because they perceive that there is not the hard power in the Pacific and on Taiwan to deter a Chinese invasion or to make it incredibly costly to the point where they don't think it can succeed. And why could that happen? Well, I think one of the biggest reasons why it would happen is because we have not been able to properly supply Taiwan to harden them up, because we have chosen, our foreign policy elite has chosen to prioritize arming Ukraine over Taiwan. There is a $21 billion arms backlog. Steve, I told you this morning it was $19 billion. I went back and checked. It's actually $21 billion. And it includes things like Stinger missiles, which we have sent thousands of to Ukraine, while Taiwan has been waiting since 2019 for 500 Stinger missiles. Patriot Pack 3.
We're live here. I want to make sure people understand. Hang on. I want to make sure people understand this because we're in front of a live audience. You're saying that we've taken Patriot missiles, other things that we need to defend in Asia, right? Particularly Taiwan, South Korea, all of it. We've taken that and shipped it to Ukraine and Israel, just Ukraine. I mean, because you are known as an anti-Semite, right? Because aren't you opposed to the wars in the Middle East? I thought I had you and Bridge Colby were actually not supportive of Israel because you wanted to. I think your biggest rap that you wanted to take weapons away from Israel, sir.
I actually think we should supply Israel. I can make a better argument for supplying Israel over Ukraine because I think that we should supply Israel, along with our Gulf partners, create a security architecture in the Middle East that can balance Iran and then keep an external hegemon out, and that allows us to retrench from the region. But you brought up Israel, too. Guess what? In 2023, we pulled 300,000 artillery shells out of our war stocks in Israel to support, guess who? Ukraine. So when October 7th happened and the Israelis needed to pull weapons out of that war stock, they weren't there because Biden sent them to Ukraine. So Biden had to turn around our artillery shipment from Ukraine and send it back to Israel. So our support of Ukraine hasn't just undermined our ability to support our partners in the Pacific, it's also undermined our ability to support partners like Israel. So, you know, they can call me anti-Taiwan, anti-Israel all they want. The people that are undermining these partners are the people who are delusional enough to believe that we have unlimited resources, that we can do everything, everywhere, all at once, all the time. And those are the people that are going to create the conditions for China to move on Taiwan. Those are the people that create the conditions for partners like Israel not to defend themselves. It's not people like me and Bridge Colby that point out the material reality.
So President Trump obviously supported that. He supported Bridge Colby. Bridge Colby's the major policy guy with the Pentagon. Why are we in a situation where it looks like we're going to sell weapons to Germany, France, the United Kingdom, and they're going to give our rare stock of equipment to Ukraine? How do we get in this situation, sir?
Well, I can't confirm all those details. I would just say is that there's been a ton of bad reporting around what's been going on in Ukraine, what's been shipped and not been shipped, and who's responsible for that. I will say this, is that if I were still in the administration, what I would be saying is we need to put pressure on the Germans to give over their stock of Patriot missiles to Ukraine before we send any more from our own stocks. Same with the Spaniards, same with the Greeks. There are a ton of European partners who have stocks of these missiles that should be giving them up before us. this idea of Ukraine or other NATO countries buying
Dan,
from us, that works. That could work,
yeah.
but it's going to
Dan,
take years to refill the
hang on
outfit.
for
Yeah.
hang on for 1 second.